Yo, what's up? It's KT, Oregon Park. Welcome to the second Masterclass for entrepreneurs and those in the local community looking to get some better content and get more in-depth about the entrepreneurial mindset. So who we got with us right here?
Lee.
Smiley 4themillions on Instagram is where y'all can find me, all my stuff, information and everything.
Leak_608. That's where you find me at.
All the gyms, all the content, all the game, man.
Yeah,
Go check
a little
us
bit
out.
of everything.
Go check us out. A little bit of everything on there.
That's right. So what's your relationship to each other?
This is my cousin, actually.
Yeah.
So his mom, my auntie.
You guys grew up together?
Yeah, so he a little younger than me. His brother, Monte.
They used to be
That's
close
that's,
back in the
you know,
day.
me and him was like real close. And what he got
Yeah, that's
going right here,
actually his
4
brand
Appeal.
right
This is
there.
actually his brand sitting in the back. Me and him was real close, you know, and he used to be running around trying to follow us, hang out with us.
And they wasn't fucking with
You know what I mean? He wasn't really, you know, he was doing his little rocker skateboarder thing, you know, and we was like, man. So then he grew up just like us. You feel me? So start just hanging with me, you know?
So if you watched the first episode, those who watched, thank you. You know, you see my brother Malik right here. He's into the trucking. And what kind of entrepreneurial stuff are you into?
Trucking.
in the trucking as
Awesome.
well.
So I do 18-wheelers, semis, reefer trailer, dry van, flats, low deck, step deck, all that. And he actually into like box trucks, sprinter vans, hot shots, you know, where you can hook a trailer up to a dually or, you know, use a box truck and go Amazon, Flex, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That's what he uses.
So it's like the same industry, just like kind of like a different niche, like a different lane, like a different route.
What
but
makes
it's all
it
the
different?
same. I guess it's a lot of things that factor in that kind of make it different.
All right, I'm gonna just say that for him, you know, he got the same amount of stress I got, the same amount. You know, he got a
that
little
way
bit.
it's the same for sure.
He got a little bit of less,
Yeah.
you know,
Like-
permits and
like
stuff
overhead
he
and
need as far as like
requirements and shit.
fuel, taxes, and all that extra stuff you need. He don't really need that, and he don't need no Class A like to drive. Like he can get behind it as long as you got a regular license. He can get behind the truck of his. Like with my truck, you gotta have Class A heavy machinery.
All type of
License to
shit.
drive
Certain
behind mine.
permits,
and
you
it's
gotta
a
have
whole bunch of permits. We can get
permits
into
just to
that
go
one time,
into
but
different states and shit.
it's
like,
a little bit. He got a little bit more, you know, less to worry about, but it's kind of on the same level. But man, he got a little bit less to worry about.
Yeah.
That's really the difference between
and
it.
that's kind of why I chose it too, bro. Because like, so his with those trucks that he run, they make like double what I make. Like they make considerably a lot more. But like he said, it's a lot more overhead that goes into it. And I was just like, man, when I was getting into it, I'm like, I kind of do not want to deal with that shit. Like,
Because you're a lot more storage. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's longer. I take heavier loads. I take like right now, my truck on the way right now it went from Dallas. It's on its way to Colorado right now, and it's actually
Colorado.
Yeah, he's in New Mexico right now. That's
Nice.
where he stopped at. But he going to Colorado, and he actually about to deliver to a federal prison. So we got a whole bunch of like prison food. Like we bringing their lunch and their food right now. This is the first load we had like that. We ain't
I ain't
never
gonna.
had
That's
a load
clean.
like
I
this,
ain't gonna
but
lie.
yes, we got a
That's
federal
solid.
load on our truck right now. 53-foot dry van right now. So
I ain't gonna lie. That's contract talk right there. That yeah.
So between
I'm
the
about to drop it too much
18
game.
wheeler and the truck that you have, does the daily processes that y'all do, is it similar? Like dispatching?
So
I guess the process is kind of like overall the same. I guess you like how you go about it, but it's different on how you really obtain the loads and how you go about actually like carrying out the load.
yeah, so whatever fit to you. You feel me? That's like he went from contract to trying to like do another contract with some like it's really, if one not working out, you go see another one. If this one ain't working out, but also you got dispatching, which you dispatch your own load. You're not relying on the person who giving you the contract or
Right.
this person or that, because with that, when you got contracts and stuff like that, it's like you locked into a set rate. You know what I mean, the way the economy is right now,
Yeah,
with
bro,
it's you losing money like sometimes. So it's like you really want to do the dispatching thing because you're gonna get paid every day. Then with a contract every Friday, you gotta wait. You gotta work a whole week like a regular job, you know, to get some money. And then what about when you get to the end of the week and you looking at that pay that you got and you like, man, I spent money on fuel. I drove this far. I waited all the way for this, you know. And then
So
the
really
contract
not what
stuff
you
that's
got.
in the contract, depending on what you needed from that company, is they pulling money out of your thing.
Just pulling it out.
Just pulling it out, and you have no idea, like, damn. And where they get you at is they actually, like, let's say they say we're gonna get you $5,000 a week. They getting you $5,000 a week, right? But what about your fuel that you paying when you driving? How many miles you going? And the weight that's on your truck determine on how much gas you using. Because is it really burning and all that? And by the time you look up, you like,
that shit ain't 5,000.
It don't be that.
Some contracts even charge you for having the contract. Like, I was getting charged just for having that motherfucker. Like, and it was like, God damn, why y'all gonna charge me to run me? Like, that's crazy. But, and like with the dispatching, like how he was saying too, like if you know how to dispatch and you master that, that's another source of income within itself. You know what I mean? Like you cut out the middleman by being able to dispatch your own loads. And second, you can make a whole nother business just out of that by dispatching for other people. You know what I mean? So like, that's like a two for one.
With my
right there,
experience
too.
for me, an 18-wheeler, like honestly, like the contract he had, I liked it. You know, it was good. Like what he was doing, that shit,
for a little while.
It was really working. You know what I mean? I tried a contract, didn't work out for me. You know what I mean? It was like I went from making, you know, 10, 11,000 a week to going to like 8,000, 6,000, and then my expenses coming out. So I kind of went backwards for the first time for a month, just like 2 months ago. You know, and to catch up on that, it's like once them insurance companies like the FMCSA and all that, like you don't want to fall behind because
it's hard to get back
then
up.
all of that's gonna start coming and they gonna start trying to shut you down. And that's one thing I can say about this business is it's always something trying to shut you down, bro.
They be trying to find a way.
You know what I
any
mean?
little way, bro.
Like he don't gotta deal with
any
DOT
little
as much as I do. Like luckily.
I just gotta deal with like regular state, federal.
Correct.
Oh my nigga, okay.
Chill. You know. So like I have a lot more problems, but I'm not saying mine are bigger than his or any better than his, but on another scale, because me and him, it's been multiple times. It's been multiple times. Me and him been like, bro, we finna quit.
Yeah, man,
I'm about to quit, bro. And like literally, if it wasn't for, he started first. You feel me? Like they've been telling me, but I'm the type of person that
shit got make sense.
It's gotta really be real for me to stop doing what I'm doing. If something's already working for me, I'm not gonna go out of what I'm doing to go try some shit and then it don't work out. You know what I mean? It's gotta really work for me. And then my dad was doing this before he passed, and then my grandpa been doing this shit before when my dad and them was little kids. You feel me? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it for that one time. I'm gonna just, you know, try something. And what else would I be doing?
Yeah, why
being
not?
Slaving in the warehouse somewhere or doing. It's not that that's bad, but it's like I got kids and shit.
So how easy is it to land jobs with your guys' trucks?
I mean, it kind of depends because it's work out there, but it got to make sense. Like how he was saying, like, so you could go, and that's how they get you too. Like brokers will try to, people that's kind of green to it that don't really know, brokers will give you a bullshit ass load, how you going somewhere, not really paying nothing, and then by the time the load done, everything that it costs to make that load is like what you got paid for. You know what I mean? So you really breaking even. You just drove and did stuff for no reason, basically.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So you could get, it's work out there, but it's good work is scarce. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to be able to distinguish what's a good load and what's not a good load. You know what I mean?
So is how many jobs you take like increase your positioning or something, or does it
nah, not really.
Contract wise, for sure. For you that time, they start giving you good stuff because you was working. Y'all was working good. Y'all was getting good reviews. They was really like pumping y'all up.
Yeah, I guess. So, certain contracts like.
It depends on who you dealing with. Like this business is still cutthroat, bro. Like it's still like the streets.
Hell,
bro.
Bro.
Like honestly, I swear to God, bro. that everybody's playing. Like everybody's playing right now. You feel me? And it's like nothing really.
It's hard right now.
When you find something steady right now, bro, all I'm gonna say is do that shit. Right now, if you staying afloat and you doing something that keeps going, you gotta do that shit strictly, cause all over the place and nothing's guaranteed and all that. It's getting slimmer and slimmer. Like
It's
shorter and shorter.
It's definitely hard right now to thrive in a business, in any business really, just because the cost of living is like just crazy. You know what I mean? The cost of living is crazy. It's a shortage on jobs. Like it's just hard. So like you said, if you can't find something that's consistent above all, you gotta stick with it. And that's why I stick with that.
And then why another reason why a nigga didn't want to quit or nothing is because it's like every time I told him like, bro, I'm trying to quit, bro, I'm thinking about quitting. He like, bro, don't quit. Woo, woo, woo. Then he called me like, bro, I'm ready to stop. Woo.
Yeah.
I'm like,
cause bro, that shit gets
keep
bro,
going.
that shit gets stressful.
And then there's
bro.
been times where we both call each other like, fuck, bro, nigga got slapped over his top.
We there having the same
like,
problems at the same time.
what? And it's like, damn, bro, like this shit, and that's what keep us going. For me to keep doing it because it's like, bro, you ain't the only one.
You ain't the only one. And like what we be telling each other too, like, bro, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be rich right now. That's what separates us from everybody else. You feel me? Who's able to really have that perseverance and really stick through it and have that dog in them, and other people that just gonna quit as soon as something get hard. You know what I mean?
Man,
like,
just let them know the expenses that right now, like that you be dealing with on a month to month. I'm talking about the stress you gotta worry about how much you gotta do, bro.
Bro, at least like 6,000, at least just to keep everything running every month. And that's just business. That's not life expenses. Like that's
no
business.
Fuel. That's no fuel.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not eating food and gas in my car and like, you know what I'm saying? No, that's just strictly to keep the business afloat. Like, you know what I mean? And this nigga, bro, he pays more than that.
I'd probably, man,
what,
I'd probably
get 10 ball or something?
Probably about $9,500 a
yeah.
month just to stay running.
Just
and that's
to stay
why
running.
it's like,
and nigga, if one of those payments don't go through,
yeah,
they tripping.
And they some of the insurance companies they'll try to charge you double. I had them try to charge me double for being like literally a day late. Like just and my payment was only a day late because I had got some stuff happened on my card, my business card, to where they had locked it up and they couldn't get a payment, so I had to get a new card and wait for it and everything. And
they don't give a fuck. They like,
don't
oh,
even
what?
care.
Okay.
They like,
we've been waiting for you to
this
slip up.
And I'm like, bro, I ain't never been late.
Stupid.
They like, we've been waiting. We got you. Like,
yeah, you do it. Nigga ain't been late in 8-9 months. You
we
feel
got
me?
you,
And they
boy.
do you like that. So it's like, bro, even with credit, they just did me like that. But same shit, bro. It's just wild.
Yeah. So for the
I
viewer
hit that mark.
who may have the entrepreneurial mindset but not any capital, but they have a drive and they're watching this,
I like where this question goes.
what should be some of the steps that they should take to be?
I'ma just say this, look.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
No, for sure. First and foremost, and two, like, it really depends on your circumstances and what you. But a lot of people just have a problem with not being able to flex the purple jeans, not being able to wear the V-Lo, not driving the Beamer, not. You know, that's what really fucked up right now is because everybody
for sure.
wants something hella fast. Like,
Hella
no,
fast.
it's like, bro, everybody that's rich got a story. Everybody that's getting money got a story. Everybody had to sacrifice some shit like to get where they want to be in life. So if you just like stuck doing the same thing all the time or sitting around and you know your peers doing the same thing, you just sitting around, y'all just sitting around, you're not gonna get nowhere like that. And you can't save money like that. Even if you got a job. If you got a job and every time you get off work, you going to, you feel me, buy some
Fuck
tree
your shit
or,
off real quick.
you know, smoke a black and drink some alcohol, you do. Or until next week. So how do you, you know what I mean? And then it's like a lot of people don't know about credit for real too. Like how to start it, how to even do it. And it ain't really no cutting corners with that too. So that's the whole thing. Everybody wants something and they want it right now. Damn, like I need that shit right now.
You gotta have that delayed gratification.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Not knowing
like,
that
you
you're
gotta know.
going through something.
Yeah. And like I think those two real important things that you touched on. The delayed gratification. You gotta know that this shit ain't finna happen overnight. And second, you gotta live amongst your means. Like you can't try to
please
What am
everybody
I-
with
yeah,
what you
can't
with what
exactly.
you
Like,
really
don't
want,
worry
you
about
know
the
what I mean?
outside.
Because
what
look
the
at me,
outside
bro. I did it.
looking at.
You feel me? Cars, jewelry, all that. Once you get smart enough, you realize, like, bro, all that is fake.
That shit don't
Like,
matter.
It don't matter. And
shit don't
two,
matter.
that shit gonna be your
Yeah,
forever.
it feel good when somebody give you a compliment or something sometimes, but how much does that compliment really weigh on your life?
No, that shit cannot put
you
no
know
food
what
on
I'm
your
saying?
table or
That shit
pay
ain't
damn
doing
bill.
nothing.
You feel me? For sure. That shit can't
Yeah,
pay.
looking
That can't
good.
pay nothing.
Looking good for that
You know what I
female
mean?
or whatever, looking good for the people when you in the club in the section, like that shit is out, bro. That shit ain't doing nothing.
Not that you're not supposed to have fun, but actually work for it. Like, man, like,
And-
bro,
or at least have fun when it's time to have fun.
When I was a kid,
Like, you know
bro,
what I'm saying?
when
Like,
I was a kid, man, my Uncle Scooter told me something when I was young. You feel me? Once he found out that I was like trying to get money and all that, and he was like, man, I'm gonna tell you one thing. It ain't about how much you making or none of that. It's about what you putting up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
long you
is
lasting.
stacking it? You gotta last. You know what I mean? And if you gotta
last.
put certain stuff to the side, that's like me. Hellcat, all that. I did that already, bro. I had to start something way bigger. You feel me? I'll be able to buy 100 of those when I get finished. You feel me? And it's like the average person looking inside in, it's like, oh, he doing bad. You know, he down. He ain't got no money right now. Oh, he finished. He ain't this. You feel me?
A nigga just
I'm invested.
Start seeing what
I'm invested
matters.
I'm invested in my future. I'm not worried about what flick y'all trying to see me burning rubber doing donuts and bro, that's what y'all want to see. I'm doing this. I did it. I'm the person doing this. So firsthand, like I'm moved past that, bro. I got some whole other stuff going on just like him. Like he had to step up and stop doing certain stuff at his age. Like he 26, 25 and he 4-5 years earlier than me as far as getting on what he need to be doing. So when he my age, where he gonna be? He gonna be doing something proper for sure, like living great. Then if he would just waste all these years worried about keeping up with what's going on out here in the world, because all them people, bro, they go to sleep and it's over with. Like you waking up, you still in the same spot doing the same exact thing. You feel me? Like waiting on the same little thing.
We didn't see you for like maybe like a year and a half.
Bro,
like
I was touched for.
there was a
I wasn't on no Instagram. I wasn't on nothing like for a cool minute because I was really locked in. Like, bro, like it was so serious to like. I wasn't even watching TV like that. Like I'm waking up watching podcasts every day.
Man, he was doing weird shit.
I was
ain't
doing
gonna
all
lie,
type of
bro.
shit,
Listen,
like-
he was doing weird shit. Like I would be calling this nigga. Like
Bro,
I would be calling him. Like
like
he
what's
just
going
don't
on?
answer. Feel me? Like he like, but me knowing him, I know what he doing. You feel me? He in one of them modes where he
I was
locked
in that
in
mode.
on
Like I
himself.
had to shut myself off.
Yeah.
Even my brothers, bro. Like
I don't be liking it.
My
You feel
brothers
me?
calling me like, "Bitch, why you ain't answering the phone?" Oh, excuse me. Like, they like, bro, what you doing, bro? Like I ain't talked to you in a week. What the whoop? I'm like, bro, I'm zoned in
Was
right
that
now.
the first
I'm
time you
locked
had to do that process for yourself?
Honestly, yeah.
for sure.
For sure, yeah.
For
like,
sure.
bro, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I think it was necessary. You feel me? Like it was necessary because I like when I say I had to really reinvent myself, like, bro, I was out here living completely different.
Look, it got to the point to where I was like, cuz, you doing that shit.
like,
Like I don't
yeah.
what am I doing? You feel me? Like, man, I need to even when y'all just, you feel me, just shot that last video, I'm like, I gotta what? They doing something proper. I gotta come on. We
So
doing
what
it.
about-
It took that though because like at first like you know a lot of people wasn't really doing no businesses, and even when I was talking about business, right, I started feeling some type of way because I'm like, man, this is all I want to talk about. This is all I'm like, this is all I'm thinking about, and nobody wanted to hear it. But I had to realize, I had to sit back and realize. I actually think him 500 has said it, and it made me. He said this, and it made me view things different. As when you starting off on your entrepreneur journey, that's all you want to talk about, you know, because that's all your life consists of at that moment. You know, that's you fired up right now, so that's all you want to, you know, you want to put people on and do this and do that. But when people don't want to hear it, you can't feel no type of way about it because your vision is not everybody else's vision. You know what I mean? And you not doing it. You just talking about it. You not up right now, or you not making this happen. So how can you expect somebody else to see it if it's not even actually flourishing right now and actually happening? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, because
that
when
kinda
you do
thing.
shit like that, when it come like that, that's when everybody waiting for you to fall down.
Yeah.
You're like,
Did
oh,
you have a
he done.
reinvention period, like similar to Molly's or Malik's?
Man, some tragic shit happened to me. You feel me? Like, I was losing all my older peers that was like taught me, made me who I am. You feel me? Like, they gone, so I had to like really man up quick. It wasn't no time to mope, sit around.
And that was like reinventing yourself in a way too. Like,
Yes, I didn't have no time to really do no grieving or none of that. You know what I mean? Like,
and I could see it. Even his mindset like be different too. Like how he
I
did
had to
things,
really
like,
step
things.
up. You feel me? And I got kids, so it's a little different for me. Like, I put that shit down at 22, 20. No, I'm gonna say like 24. I put it down. I'm 31 right now. So I just full time. I always was full time and hands on with my home and all that. So I just had to start something, even like off the motion of him, bro. Just doing the truck and stuff. It was getting taught to me, and I'm like, man, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not. But then it was like got to a time where it's like, what else am I gonna do? You know, money don't just fall out the sky. Like, if you spend it up, it's gone. Or if you do this and that, it's gone. You know what I mean? So,
Especially right now.
and it was like I already had good credit and already was having shit. And then after my dad passed and shit, my grandmother's house, I end up having to, get rid of that and do what I need to do and get my brother's day cut and all that. And I'm like, bro, I gotta do something. I gotta step up. So I start getting into everything. You know what I mean? Trucking, credit, all that. I just start getting into whatever I could get into that is, I don't gotta worry about going to work. From me clocking in or something, I'm gonna try to do it.
And so I hear that y'all were already pretty much getting money, and then came into another lane with it. So the mindset, is that something that you have to? Is that something that's pretty much baked into a person? From
No,
birth?
because I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's who you was raised by. Like, who'd you come up
Because it sounds like
around?
regardless of whether y'all was doing the entrepreneurial stuff or doing anything else, you made sure that something was popping off.
For
Had a little
sure.
paper.
It was always.
Always had a
I
little
just
paper.
told him that. I just told him that. I said,
Yeah.
Brett,
Yeah.
we really no dirt on our name, no nothing. All
He
the way
literally
from
did just
being
say that.
from in the street to being corporate,
Business now.
like to start fucking on business and all that. Like, we ain't never did no weird stuff. You feel me? For no money, for no snake, no none of that. Always straightforward, bruh. Show love, and even you, when you was a young, I've been knowing you for you've been knowing me forever. You feel me? I know your family, so it's like it's a little different. And honestly, if it ain't, it can be baked into you, but it ain't baked in a lot of people, bruh. Like, they gotta go through something. Like, we had to go through them little things and learn what can get us hung up and what can happen. We had to learn that, and it's up to you to take that shit serious. Like, these little niggas now live in Grand Theft Auto, like, all this shit fake. So it's like all they know is I'm just trying to get some money.
It's weird times right now.
We at a weird time right now.
I think too, like, your mindset do like evolve over time. You know what I mean? Like, it's for sure not
with age.
with age and experience.
Like, he only got to catch it early because of his.
Yeah, like,
his older
if
people
I wasn't
go through
around
it,
him, my brothers, cousins, and shit like that, like, and even just all my other older, like, friends and stuff, who knows? I'll probably be one of these lame ass kids out here or something. For real.
At one point, we was fighting with him to stop doing certain shit, and
like,
stop, and all that shit just be follower shit. Like, nobody want to take leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When we was young, it was like, you do some drugs or something. It's like, nigga, what you doing? Like, what are you on? Like, what are you doing? Like, and it ain't like that now. It's like we popping a perk together. Like, we doing this together. So it's
different.
That's what's baked into these. When you say if they come, can it be baked into them? That's what's baked into them. The internet and all this fake shit.
And that play a huge role too. Whether people realize it or want to admit it or not, the internet, these music videos, and just the message that the people that these kids look up to is like pushing. You know what I mean? Like, they're not really pushing a good message. It's like you said, like, let's get high, let's slide, let's kill this dude, let's kill that dude, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? And that's not really like a good message to send. Like, if you gotta do what I'm like, don't get me wrong. If you gotta do what you gotta do, that's different to survive. But if you just out here crashing out just because, like when you got other options, it's like, come on, bro, like that's not.
And they all got excuses.
Everybody
it's always excuses and this and that. But I'm gonna say, if they applied that same energy to learning on a computer, listening to a video, watching something, reading something, you know, asking people something, asking these questions. If you could ask somebody for a perk, bro, or a
you could go type something up like.
You could ask somebody like, how do I go down to the post office and do this? How do I go down to this and do this? How do I set up a trucking business? This, bro, it's all you gotta do is ask or look for it or go find it. How do I build my credit? Go find somebody that build credit. Just like you go find what you need when you in these streets. Like you go need a V-Loan shirt, you know where to drive to go get the V-Loan. You know what I mean? So,
bro, no, that's for real too. Like because, bro, remember like when before I even got into the business, I didn't know nothing about business. I used to pull up on him with my laptop. I bought a laptop just because I knew, like, I was like, all right, I want to get into business. I feel like I need a laptop. You know what I mean? But I'm literally Googling, like, what's a good business to start in 2000. I forgot what it was, like 2022, 23, whatever the fuck, I don't know. But I'm like, what's a good business to start this year? You know, and I'm listening to businesses, going, weighing the pros and cons, and watching YouTube videos, and like, you feel me? Like, just really putting the energy, shifting my energy somewhere else, like where it actually needs to be, you know, instead of going out or instead of on YouTube watching videos or kicking it or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Instead of putting your energy towards bullshit, I was like, you know what, let me just shift this energy a little bit and try to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, like when you asked that question about what do you do when you got little to no capital and all that, you spend $40 on a daily, right? $40 a day, like 365 days. That's like 14,000 right there. You mean to tell me that you can't put down whatever you've been spending 40? Like they gonna get that 40 to get what they want. If you could do that, bro, save it. That add up. Even if you could do 100 a day, 50 a day, like that's still
that begs
over.
an interesting question. Can you go broke investing in your company that you're trying to?
Hell yeah,
nigga. Hell yeah.
And how you
easy?
How did you deal with that?
Easy.
Not going broke, or maybe you did. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Right now, getting there. I mean, like now it's gonna be the time where you gotta get in the money, but I had to build my commercial credit before I could get. So I had to waste and spend a whole bunch of my money trying to keep this shit afloat just to prove a nigga could run for a year, or I could.
Cause that's what they want to see.
You know what I mean? Because that's what they want to see, bro. They want to see that you can keep going. Because, bro, once you get that, you had your bank account for a year, 2 years, you had this. That's when you start. That's when they start seeing you.
Right.
That's
basically
when
with anything. If you could last for a year, they're like, all right, we gonna give you a chance with banks, that's companies, whatever.
Yep. That's when you they friend. So it's you want to prove to the plug or whatever. The bank is the plug, and these lenders is the plug. You want to prove to them that you moving everything. And you paying them back on time and when they need it, then they have no problem when giving that out to you. You know what I mean? You gotta stay in good standing. Like a person would get a $300 Capital One card and go buy some earrings with it and max it out, not knowing you're only supposed to use. You supposed to utilize it. You only supposed to use. Like me personally, on a $300 card, I'm gonna spend $100 max, 70 for
max.
real.
I was about to say like 50, 70 because that's under that 10. You gotta stay under that 10% mark right there. Like
that's how you do it. So if you got a 5,000 card, you only want to use, you feel me, up to 2,000, 1,500 max. You really want to stay as low as possible. You want to show them that you kind of don't need it because that's when they start upping your limit. And two, if you do use it like that, so let's say I only charge $1,500 to my card on a $5,000 card. And I keep doing it and I pay the 15 back, and then I keep doing it and I pay the 15 back. You're gonna be like, bro, like, he knows how to utilize it, and also he paying it back quicker. Let's give him more. Let's up his limit, 7,000, 8,000, so he can start going up into the more. And that's how you build that. But a lot of people just mess their stuff off, like quick for a little bit of nothing, just like for that. And another thing I'm gonna say is they go around using it anywhere. They can see all that. You're using it at a liquor store.
Right.
You're using it to
right.
buy
You in the
backwoods.
club. You buying drinks.
They see all. They see.
Credit.
Like,
Damn.
see all
Come
that.
on.
They
They
like,
can
bro,
see
you
all
buying
that.
drinks with our shit?
They can see all that. So, and that's what
That's
you need to
crucial.
fall back on the question that you just asked is, can you go broke? That's what that credit is for. When you do, if you spent all your capital with what you're doing, now you hit them up like, hey, I'm living, and they like, all right, well, show us
That
some
credit
paperwork.
is key.
You
Credit
show
is
them
key.
like, man, I've been losing. Look, hundreds of bands.
Mhm.
They gonna want to help you.
Because and it is hard. You gonna need the credit eventually, especially if you want to scale up. But in the beginning stages, I have one, bro. Because I stopped doing everything that I was doing, and I went all in with the business and trucking and stuff.
So starting with you, what does financial literacy mean to you?
Damn near everything, bro.
That's a
Like,
good question.
a lot of people throw that word around, you feel me? And like, you hear it on the internet and all
It
that.
is
Like,
kinda-
bro, when you really applying to do that, like, for real, like, that's when it feel good. Like, when you just saying, I want to be financially literate and all that, and you not studying, and you not trying to do nothing, and you ain't going, and you just thinking about it, like, come on, bro. Like, that's what's making it wealth and financial literacy, like, out of nowhere, them words have been
Yes,
used
yeah.
so blatantly.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
like
Yeah,
it's
these days,
just.
Sometimes
just
I don't
saying
even want to
it.
say it because how much people be
Exactly,
throwing it
and
around.
it's like, bro-
but that's really what it is. Like, that's how you really got to explain some things. But people use the term so much, so it's like, and not even, like you said, not even really like knowing what it mean or really applying like what they, you know.
And what it mean to me, bro, is this: what I'm gonna say. Like, a lot of people say, I want to be rich, or I want to be this, or I want-" like, bro, there's no top with this shit. It's always gonna be somebody that got more money than you. It's always gonna be somebody broker than you. It's always gonna be a car faster than yours. It's like, so what I'm gonna say is, you do this shit on the scale of what makes you rich and riches, not just the materialistic shit you got. Like, how rich are you? How rich is your mind? How rich are you? Feel me? Not that you're not supposed to have nice things, but that shouldn't define you all the time when it comes to that financial literacy and success like that. Like my auntie was saying, you feel me? Like, that's not what define it is what you going through, trials and
You got your
tribulations,
moms on
the
here.
character it built you while you was going through all this. And like, bro, you gotta start somewhere and you gotta do something. Like, you gonna come out on top. What's your top? Because it ain't really no ceiling. Like, what's your top? Like me, I'm happy in with what I really want, not what they want me to have. You feel me? Like, even if I had 50 million, bro, I wouldn't buy no $10 million house or no 8, 9, $10 million house. Like, I could live in a regular thing, in a good neighborhood somewhere. You feel me? Or around. It don't really matter, like, because
Be chilling.
you just gonna have more problems, bro, and more shit on your plate and more. So you gotta define what financial literacy is for you. Just a house, some cars. What make you happy at the end of the day? If you had it all at that one moment, what make you happy? Do the cars, the house, your kids running around, you feel me, having birthday parties with your whole family over there and all of that. That's what it should be. You shouldn't kill yourself over worrying about being super, but this, because it don't matter, bro. It don't matter. You gonna be
That's
just the same
me.
thing. As long
That's
as you
the-
can eat, drink, do what you want to do every day. When it comes to providing for yourself, you ain't gotta worry about that.
Lee, what does
Freedom of it.
financial literacy mean to you?
Financial literacy, I think just in like simple terms, just knowing how money works. You know what I mean? Just knowing how money works, the ins and outs, like what you can do with money. And I think like that's really, to sum it up, honestly, like in a simple term, like, and then like the freedom, financial freedom is like what he was saying, just like what money
Will make you free.
will make you free. Like, what does money do for you to make you feel free? You know what I mean? But financial literacy, I think it's just knowing how money works. You know what I mean? Because money, at the end of the day, is a tool. Really, it's a tool, and it's just all about how you use it. You know what I mean? So like,
You still gotta be smart. Like,
you gotta be smart.
Literate.
Like, you really do.
Literate.
Like, because if you use
You
money,
know.
if you
You
apply
gotta
money
study
the
this
right way, you could, bro, like you said, there is no cap, there is no ceiling. Like, you could really go far. You know what I mean? If you apply it the right way. But in order to be able to apply it the right way, you gotta learn. You know, you gotta be willing to learn. And when you learn, you know what I mean, you apply it, you know?
So tell the viewers a little about you and your company.
Man, so my name is Thayer. I'm from Fresno, California, but I've been in Manteca since I was 5, so basically living, born out here. Kind of come from a background where it didn't have a lot of money, but you know, when it came down to it, I always figured out a way to get it, or I was around the right people that kind of showed me how to get it. Whether it was the right way or the wrong way, it took me to a place to where I was able to go to college and really focus on what I wanted, which was football, with the career that I had going for me. Really wanted to focus on trying to make it to the NFL. And when I got to that opportunity and I became an All-American, broke school records, and was able to get to that next level, I didn't really have the back behind me. I didn't have the coaches. You know, I didn't have the right school I was at. I didn't have people pushing besides the agent and myself. So when football didn't end up working out, 2017, I found myself at the gym right down here at Fit Republic. And we went through 4 or 5 different name changes. You know, they filed bankruptcy during COVID. So when that happened I felt like I lost everything. You know, they hit bankruptcy the day that we opened the gym. The police came in and was like, y'all can't be open. Like, we still during COVID. Y'all filed bankruptcy. So for me to learn that, you know, I had put my all into this company for 7 years, and I was kind of stressed out. Like, I had been building myself for this. So I kind of found myself in a backyard training people in their garage. You know what I'm saying? I was in my garage for about 2-3 months. They tried to reopen the gym, so I gave them another shot. Things didn't happen, so I fell back into a backyard of my best friends. And from that point on, I had already knew I wanted a gym in 2018. I had an investor, you know, he sat me down, but I felt like I was too young. I was fresh out of football, still pursuing it, going out to Las Vegas and playing, and coming back. And when I sat down and I ran the numbers, and I just felt like they were going to have more control of my life than I was going to have control of myself, I kind of felt like I would be in a position where I was working for corporate again. So I kind of, you know, got myself out of that corporate lifestyle for a reason. So when I hit the backyard again and I realized, like, damn, I'm making buku money, like, you know what I'm saying, just serving people and doing what I was already doing. But I never used to see this because the company was taking it. I kind of had to sit there and realize, like, man, like, I didn't know a lot about money. I had to educate myself. I had to learn the skills and the knowledge behind it to kind of push myself to, you know, have that literacy behind me and understand what money is and what it can do for you and how it can build a career for yourself.
But
But
he
you
really
gotta
did
apply
it.
a lot of
He
it,
really
you know?
did it firsthand though.
Yeah,
like
man.
I'm talking about didn't have nothing for real but the people. Like he worked off
I
the
was in a
people, for
position
real.
where I sat there and I asked my people, like, y'all could picture me doing this? And they said, you're the only person we can see doing this. And everybody, but I doubted myself. And everybody around me was like, Steve,
And
you're
that's
the only
common.
one.
That happens. I feel
You're the
like.
only one, and that comes with every business and entrepreneurship and anything that you go for. You always gonna be your self-doubter.
Yeah.
But the
Yo,
people
one more
around
thing.
you, if you surround yourself around the right people, they're gonna be your motivation. They're gonna be the people that actually bring you to the light and make you realize, like, man, like, you do have this. You do
You
have
got
the skills, the
reassurance.
knowledge, the shit behind
So
it.
what kept you pushing hard, even though there was all that red tape and people trying to, you know, obstacles that you had to face? What kept the drive going to where you can do what you are doing now?
Not going back to the streets, man.
No
Like,
choice. He
for
didn't have no
me,
choice, bro.
That's the biggest one.
I was
right there for me
like
too.
when football ended, I went back to the streets. I went back to what I was comfortable with, selling bags, doing what I knew to do best, and how to make it. And a lot of my members would never look at me like I did that, but I was always in survival mode. You feel me? I grew up from
I
the
kind of
mud.
forget about that
I
sometimes.
always, you know what I mean? I didn't have a family. I didn't really
forget
have,
about
we was in a shelter, you know, in a group home, and people looked at me like I always had, you know, what I wanted. Oh, he's got this, he's got that. I earned it. I worked for it. I was a leader in football. I was a leader on the track, and I worked for that. You know what I'm saying? So I think when all the red tape was up and all the, hey, you can't, this can't be done, I kind of just motivated myself to know that I'm either going to go back to the streets or I'm going to be back at where I was, square one, and that ain't happening. You know, whether it's for the people around me, I'm not letting them down, or I'm not letting myself down. And I already lost my dream by not making it to the NFL, and I worked 20 years for that. I did everything you could do as an athlete. I got every award. I was All-American. I did everything I could do. I just didn't make it. So to see myself fail at something that I was working so long for, I told myself I couldn't do it again. Like, there's no way I can let myself down when there's nobody stopping me from doing this. The NFL can stop you because you just don't have the talent, or you're not him. You know what I mean? But there ain't nobody stopping me from opening up a business or starting something and at least taking that jump, that leap of faith.
You gonna
know
stop
what I mean?
yourself if you don't.
A lot of the times you're gonna sit there and tell yourself no, 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 and then you ain't gonna do it. But if you have the right people around you and you surround yourself around like-minded people, they gonna be the ones in your ear like, bro, you actually, I think you can do it.
Yeah.
You
Giving
just
you
you
that
telling yourself
reassurance,
you can't.
that-
You know what I mean?
that
Which we
extra
all needed
push.
that.
And
Like
we
all three
all
of us,
needed it.
because bro, I'm talking about we sitting doing nothing for For real. Like, at one point, like, hey, bro, like, we going back and forth about it. Even me and Molly, we started a whole nother business that it just didn't make it for us. And it couldn't work out. And, you know, we just went through it, bro. Like, all of us. Him, too. Like, I was in that backyard with him. You feel me? Doing that.
We didn't have a couple businesses before this.
Man, my whole first year, bro, they didn't see me come up to the garage like, bro, what am I finna do? Like,
even if you, I don't, like I said, people lose, they give up, stop, fail, stop. Not me. Keep going. Fall, whatever. Bust your head, whatever. That never stopped me from getting back on the bike. That never stopped me from getting back on it. Just get up and do it.
It must have happened a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even when I was a kid, just fighting. Like, really fighting. I don't want to lose.
I feel like that's kind of just how you learn.
You don't lose.
Honestly, you just learn from your failures.
So that's how you deal with. That's how you deal with failure.
I feel like
that's how you deal with failure. Even when we play football, the only way to get the position and play for real and start is to not worry about failure. Keep doing better, like he said. You want to show up earlier. You want to do this. You want to practice extra after school, or you want to do something extra to get where you need to be. Why you failing? If you are failing, find out why you failing and make that shit better. Yeah.
So lastly, I want to ask, is there anything that holds you back from achieving success?
yeah, the outside people. The people that you don't want in your circle anymore. There's a lot of people in the last 3 years that I ain't talked to. I don't really communicate with anymore. Whether I see you, I still love you, have love for you, hands down. Will always be there for you if you need me. I'll protect you. But at the same time, like, you just at right now in this point in time in my life, you didn't really provide me with anything to get me to where I'm at, and I'm also not letting anything get in the way of it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the times you do become successful, people want free gym memberships, they want this, they want that because I made it now. You know what I mean? When realistically it's like I had to push some people away because of that. You just show me true colors, or it just, our time isn't right now. You know what I mean? 30 years from now, 10 years, however old we are, when we cross paths again, I'm always gonna be there for you. But right now, the distance is there because I'm running my business, I'm thriving. I'm trying to get to that next level, and I ain't letting nothing get in the way. So
I wanted to touch on that too when I was talking about the sacrifices. Relationships, you got to sacrifice a lot too, especially like when you're on that rise. You do, and not saying like you said, like you don't got to just cut them off, but like you might have to limit like access to yourself a little bit to be able to really dial in and focus. You know what I mean? Like that's a big thing, and that's hard too. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit because that's one of the hardest things for people. It's like how he was saying too early, like with the distractions and shit. Like like it's hard. It's not easy at all, but it's definitely like necessary.
And every question you've asked has hit my business. Like I said, toxic relationship 1.5 years ago. When I got out, I was partying. I was doing me. I was having fun. I'm 30 years old now. I get to go enjoy my life. I'm single. I get to go do it. But as I'm at the top peak of my life having fun, I'm watching my business go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching my attitude come in Friday, Saturday, because I'm tired after drinking, and I'm taking it out on my clients. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where you do got to get the people away, but you also got to know what you're doing that's hurting you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be smoking or drinking or partying or going to strip, whatever it may be, that's keeping you away from the time that you need to put in your business. That's what you got to realize. You know what I mean?
Any last thoughts?
Yeah. I'm going through it right now with just my whole little credit repair, credit building, all the little business that I'm just about to turn. And it's like every person that knows me, they want it for free. It's like, bro, I paid for this game. Like, to do this.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's
Bro,
like, bro, I paid. So they're hitting me up like as if I'm obligated. It's like I got strangers hitting me up. Like, how do I spend?
Right. It's crazy how that works too.
Or they don't want to give you information.
Right, they don't want to give me information, and I love these people dearly, like, for real. But that's damn near like hold me back.
Yeah.
Y'all should be the first ones. Maybe if you roach out, I might reach out. Maybe I would have did it for free. But since you already just like,
approach me on that,
approaching me like, hey, you need to do it for me.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't need to do it for you. I can.
I think like in business in general, especially in the industries that we into, like you gotta have a lot of tough conversations and tough choices too. Like that's probably a hard choice
Tough
or
choices.
hard decisions. Like to tell your boy or somebody that y'all been cool with, like, hey, bro, like, can't really do this for free. I'm gonna need this money. I'm gonna need that, or you know what I mean. Like those are tough conversations to have. But you got to be able to have those hard conversations, because if you don't, at the end of the day, it's gonna be just hurting yourself, really.
Hold you back.
You know what I mean? So.
Because you're going to dwell on it. You're not going to stop being able to not think about it. Because you mess with that person. Like, y'all cool. This whole life, but, bro, it'll hold you back, bro. Especially entrepreneurship, business. Like, you can't mix those two at all.
Another thing that'll hold you back is a toxic relationship. Find you somebody that's gonna support the same dream you got. I learned that. So, you know what I mean? The person I'm with now, thankfully, you know what I mean, has nothing but the best, wishes the best, prays for the best for me, will put me in the best position to get to where I need to be, but the last one wasn't. It was, why are you doing this? It's a lot of money. So you gotta know who you're giving your love to. Is putting that same type of work towards your dream as you are. You know what I mean? Whether she's not doing the labor or any of that, but she's applying, the long nights you have, the long days, she's helping you on that back end. You know what I mean? She's really supporting you with what you got going on.
Come home,
I feel like that.
Yeah,
I feel like that's big though. I feel like the right partner can really make
What's
you.
crazy is I told
We all
myself
got the right partner.
my next
You know
6
what I mean?
months would
That's
be
just
my best
big.
6 months, and
But-
that was like October of last year. Since I've been with this person, this girl, she definitely has put me in the best position in the last 6 months, And that was just me separating myself from certain people, putting myself in a lane that I knew I needed to be in, and putting everything I had into my business and what she's giving me. So, and
Shouts out, baby.
like I said, shouts out. Not gonna say the name, but they know who it is. So it's just one of those things where I feel like if that person believes in you, then they should never question what you're doing.
Sure.
With the business side of it. And if you want something, they should see how you want to get there. Or help you get there. And I've had nothing but that experience. And the last one, it wasn't like that at all. It was different. So it's just find somebody that's in your corner that's really gonna motivate you and want your dream as bad as you do. Because they know if they set yourself up in a good position, they gonna be set up in the long run, right? That woman's smart.
Vice
She
versa
know
too.
damn
Vice
well,
versa,
hey,
like,
if she gets
vice
you in that
versa.
position, tell me that girl
locked
finna
in
be
for
smart.
life.
She locked in. She making money. That's a smart woman. So it's like it's one of those
Right.
things.
You can't be mad at it.
Hey, you know what I mean?
No,
It's
for
one
sure.
of them things. Well,
I think, and like, it's not even just like, especially with like your intimate partner, but like even you want to cut out all toxic relationships, like friendships, business relationships. Like if it's toxic, bro, you gotta kind of cut it out.
Get it out of there.
Get it out of
Shit ain't
there,
it
like,
no
like.
Well, I appreciate y'all time, man. I appreciate the game.
yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Good game, man. And you feel me? If you out there and you want to get your stuff going on, you want to achieve something, man, go
Holla
and
at
get
us.
it.